Every time a new handheld comes out, the internet does the same review. They read the specs, scroll through the menu, maybe hit a repeater, and then call it a day. But the real question is, would you actually carry this radio?
Today, we're going to put the Radioddity GA-5WB through a real-world test. Simplex, APRS messaging, wireless programming, and the big question, is it actually useful? Or is just this another Baofeng cousin with better marketing? So the GA-5WB is in that interesting category of radios that are trying to push the cheap handheld market a little bit forward. It's a dual band VHF, UHF, HT. It's built-in Bluetooth programming and APRS functionality, which immediately caught my attention because if this APRS messaging actually works well on this radio, this size, it's going to be interesting. But specs don't mean anything until you actually use the thing.
First thing you notice, it's compact. This is definitely in the throw it in the bag or jacket pocket category. The build quality feels, honestly, better than I expected. The buttons are decent. The knob has a nice click to it. And again, this is not a premium radio, but it also doesn't feel like a toy, which is always the fear when you open a box with a $100 to $150 radio inside. One of the features Radioddity pushes on this radio is wireless programming. So instead of digging around for a programming cable and drivers from 2006, you connect it to your phone via Bluetooth and program the radio right through the app, which honestly is how this should have worked 10 years ago. So I loaded up a few repeaters, Simplex frequencies, and my APRS settings. And the process was actually straightforward. Pair the radio, edit channels, push them to the radio. No mystery cables, no driver nightmares, no chirp arguing with Windows. Already a win for me. All right, specs and programming are nice, but radios exist for one reason. Talking to other humans, of course. So I took this out and made a few contacts.
Said you were at the QTH, yeah, I suspect you moved a little bit or something. And it's just a rubber duck antenna. It's, I'm not familiar with that radio. In fact, I heard what you said that time, but I don't.
Radioddity.
Sounds like a lawnmower or something. I don't.
Receive audio is surprisingly clear. I think the speaker is loud enough for most outdoor use. And on transmit, the reports were pretty solid. Nothing magical, but perfectly usable, which honestly is all what most handhelds really need to be. Now, the feature I was most curious about was APRS. Not just on the beaconing, but actual two-way messaging. Because APRS messaging can be incredibly useful in portable operations, POTAs, field operations, or just letting someone know where you are. So I set this test up with my call sign and beacon settings and started sending a few messages. First thing I wanted to know was, does it send reliably? Second, can it actually receive messages in a usable way? And honestly, it worked better than I expected. Messages went out reliably, incoming messages were easy to read, and the interface, it wasn't terrible. The fact that this has got a built-in TNC makes it even more powerful, which is a compliment in the world of APRS interfaces. Where this radio actually makes sense is simple portable use. Throw it in a bag, use it for Simplex, send some APRS positioning, maybe a quick message. That's the kind of workflow where this radio shines. Now, no radio is perfect, especially in this price category. Here are a few things that I still think need to be improved upon. Menu system still feels a little Bafang-ish. Small screen for APRS interaction. It's not a high power audio monster. And maybe battery capacity could be a little larger. But again, none of these are deal breakers, but they're worth mentioning. The Radioddity GA-5WB, it surprised me. Not because it's a revolutionary radio, but because it's pretty practical. Wireless programming, actually usable. APRS messaging, totally. And a small handheld for everyday radio use, yeah, it does the job. Which honestly might be the best compliment a handheld can ever get. If you've used the GA-5WB, I'd love to hear your experience. Drop it in the comments below. And if you enjoyed real-world ham radio gear reviews, portable ops, and experiments like this, consider subscribing, because we've got a lot more radio testing coming. Thanks again for watching. I'm Eric, N1JUR, and POTA on.